Hello students, welcome to Gyanvyar School of Education, Suresh Gyanvyar University. I'm Dr. Sonia Kaur Bansal, and today I will be teaching you about the tenses, an introductory part of all the tenses. Plus, I will be introducing you with simple present tense with more and more practice exercises in the subject English language. So, my learning objectives will be to enable you students to understand the concept of tenses in grammar, and we all know that grammar is really a very essential part. So let's understand, and I really hope that you will understand attentively and understand the concept of tenses in English language. So, my lecture will cover the following contents in today's tenses. So, first of all, I will introduce you about what is tense. Then, I will give you the classification based on time frame and classification based on aspects of tense. And I will be also showing you the block diagram of tenses, and then you will be also able to understand about the list of rules related to different tense. Then I'll introduce you with the present tense, past tense, future tense. And you will be able to differentiate among these three tense, which are really very important for a language teacher as well as language learner. So, students, it's really very important and significant to be well versed with the tense in English language, because without the knowledge of tense, you cannot be rightly said that you are well versed in English language. And it's true that we have been reading and practicing the use of tenses since the school going days, isn't it? Am I right? So these tenses are the most important part of English language. So if you wish to write a correct sentence, correct paragraph, or maybe in later stages you would wish to write a book. So if you wish to say something, moreover, to anyone, and you need to express the idea in the right form of tenses. If it is not covering the right form of tenses, then believe me, students, your whole uh, interest or your whole hard effort will go in vain if it is not giving you the correct meaning. So, English language has three main time divisions like past, present, and future, expressed by the tenses. And each tense is subdivided to express other aspects within its general time. So, tenses from the backbone of the English language, they are actually considered very significant. If you want to learn English language, if you want to be well versed with all the language skills like listening, speaking, reading, and writing, first of all, you have to cover your sound knowledge in tenses. So the tense which is most appropriate to express your idea should be used in speaking as well as in writing form. Else, your statement or your question, your anything you would express something opposite to you, what you want to state or write would be incorrect if you're not having proper knowledge of tense. So, correct use of tense will imply the use of correct form of verb with proper auxiliary forms, right, students? And this one more thing important which I want to tell you, that this topic tense is not only useful in your school days, but as well as it is important in your later studies plus in your daily conversation and your competitive exams as well. So it's really very important for you to understand the concept of tenses in a very good and cheerful mood so that you can learn more and more with the concept. All right, students. So let's start learning, and let me cover the introduction part first. So now, students, the word tense, TENSE, is derived from the Latin word tempus, TEMPUS. All right. So it means time. Tempus means time in Latin. And a verb indicates the time of an action, event, or condition by changing its form. So, how the word tense has come to you? It has come from the Latin word tempus, which means time. Oh, okay, students. Now, so let's understand what is tense. So, it is important to understand that tenses can be classified as the part which enables one to frame short or long sentences, write stories, essays, etc. Many composition parts. So, a little knowledge or incorrect knowledge of the tenses might land the student in trouble. So, it's really very significant that student must have a sound knowledge of tense, where to use which tense. So, about 2 decades ago, the teachers who taught tenses to their students, they ensured that the respective students must get ability to have proper translation skills from their native language to English language, from Hindi to English, from Tamil to English, from Urdu to English, and so on, many languages. You can quote any other language. So, this traditional practice actually clarified the rules of tenses as well as the verb pattern of English, vice versa, the native language also, how it is used in native language and then how it is used in English language. Clear, students? So it was the main focus of the teachers that their students must be ensured with a sound knowledge of tense and all the classified 3 times: present, past, and future. So this pattern is found missing at the grassroots level in schools for one or other reasons now. So that's why nowadays students are committing more mistakes in English language and writing part as well as in speaking part. So what's the reason behind that? That their knowledge for tense is not so sound and they don't even know where to use the correct form of the verb in which manner. So it is utmost very important to write the sentences in correct and applicable tenses. Otherwise, the entire learning will become futile, and what you want to learn in a language, that will really become very challenging. Clear, students? So this is how a tense is very important. Now let's understand, students, that tense can be based on time frame. So time frame, the verb tenses may be categorized according to the time frame, and these time frame can be classified into 3 categories, which is shown on your screen also: present, past, and future. Present tense, past tense, and future tense. Present tense is related to the present time, right now. Past time, which has uh, gone, which is gone, the last, the yesterday, and future, which is about to come. Okay, so this is the time frame which I have told you just now. Now let's understand in very short that what do I mean by these 3 time frames. So present tense expresses an unchanging, repeated, or reoccurring action or situation that exists only now. It can only represent a widespread truth also. For example, students, as I can say, like, I'm teaching. So this is a situation which is existing now. So I'm teaching is reoccurring in the current moments. So this is how present tense is unchanging. What you see is you express in your sentences in your spoken form. Now next time frame is past tense. So past tense expresses an action or a situation which was started and finished in the past. Now the work or action is not being done, it has already been done, but now we are talking about that work, so it is considered to be done in the past tense. Clear, students? Now next is next time frame which I'm going to tell you, the third time frame, that is future tense. So future tense is expressing an action or situation that will occur in the future. So this is not happening now. This was not uh, done earlier, but now it will happen. And you express that it will be a situation in the future. Clear, students? So these are the three time frames we are going to understand. Now, let's understand tenses based on aspects. As this is the introductory lecture of tenses, so I'm going to tell you in detail how it is classified. So first I told you about the time aspect, time based thing, and then now I'm telling you aspect based thing. So verb tenses may also be categorized according to aspects. And what do I mean by aspects? Aspects refers to the nature of the action described by the verb. What kind of nature the verb is describing? So there are four aspects simply which I can tell you. Number one, indefinite, and we can also call it simple. Then continuous or progressive. Third, perfect or complete. Then fourth, perfect or continuous. So these are the types of aspects that I'm talking about. So I hope you have understood this much. That first I talked about based on time frame, and then I have given you aspect based verbs. So indefinite and simple, continuous and progressive, and then perfect and complete, and then perfect continuous. Now let's understand in brief what do I mean by these aspects. So when I say indefinite tense, in all the three time frames like present, past, and future, we are going to cover these four aspects of the verb. First one is indefinite tense. So the three indefinite tenses or simple tenses describe an action but do not state whether the action is finished. It's simple. It's simply telling you that it is being done. It is the action is happening. But indefinite tense or the simple tense will not tell you the action is finished or not. She plays. That's it. She plays. And now I'm not going to get the clear idea whether she has stopped playing or she is continuing with that. I hope you are understanding. So this is the simple tense. This is telling you about an action. Okay, so this much you have to remember. Now second thing that comes, second aspect, that is continuous tense. So what is continuous? As its name is continuous, that means something is in running condition. Continuity. So the three continuous tenses, present, past, and future, incomplete tenses or progressive tenses, describe an unfinished action. This is actually telling you the continuity of an action and the action is still not completed. Clear, students? Now, third important aspect is perfect tense. And the three complete tenses, present, past, and future, are the perfect tenses described a finished action. Now we have come to the state that is describing that the work is finished or not. So perfect tense describes you the finished action. Is it finished in present, past, or future? Okay, so to come then we have come to the fourth important aspect, that is perfect continuous tense. And the perfect continuous tense in the three tenses, present, past, and future, to combine the complete tenses and the incomplete tenses to describe an action which was in progress and then finish. So now here we are actually doing two things. Perfect continuous tense, the one action, the particular action is started, was in progress, and then it finished also. Clear? Now to sum up, indefinite tense is only telling you about the action that is happening. That's it. And continuous tense is telling you that the action is being done and it is not finished. It is not telling you that. Unfinished in all the three forms. And then in perfect tense, you are actually getting to know that action has been completed or not. So this is talking about finished action. Clear? Now, perfect continuous tense to combine the complete tenses and the incomplete tenses, which I have told you, present, past, and future. So then it is finished. Clear, students? I hope you have cleared with the four aspects and time frames. Now, students, let's understand that there are 12 possible verb tenses. And what are they? Just understand through the chart seen on your screen. So, verb tenses are classified into three forms: present, past, and future. And these verb forms are again classified into four important aspects. So, present is now how we see the present tense. We are going to see it through present indefinite or simple tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. And then past tense, past indefinite, past continuous tense, and then past perfect continuous tense, and then future. So future indefinite is there, future continuous is there, future perfect, and then future perfect continuous there. So this is how four possible verb tenses are kept in one time frame, and so in that way 4 into 3 we got the 12 possible verb tenses. All right, I hope you are enjoying and understanding about the tenses, as it's a very important part of your study. Now, students, let's have a look on the list of rules of these tenses. Now, I'm telling you about the simple forms, progressive forms, which we can also call continuous forms, perfect forms, and perfect progressive forms or perfect continuous forms. So, how the list is telling you about the particular structures we are going to follow if we are following a particular time frame. So if we talk about present time frame, so if I'm going to make simple forms, so simple present tense would be first form of verb and then s and es. So simple form of the present tense would be first form of the verb plus es, and if it is continuous form, is mr plus first form plus ing. Ing is telling you that there is continuity in that action verb. Then perfect form would be from has, have plus third form. Perfect progressive form would be have, has, been plus first form plus ing. Past time frame will cover second form of the simple form. Then in continuous, was, were plus first form plus ing. Just remember, students, when I'm talking about progressive or continuous tense, then you have to add ing in the verb. So in the perfect form, had plus third form of the verb is also included. Now perfect progressive, had been plus first form of the verb and plus ing. Now, future time frame will be something like that. Some in simple forms, will, shall plus first form of the verb, and in progressive form or the continuous form will be plus first form plus ing. All right. Then perfect forms would be like this: will have plus third form of the verb. Then perfect progressive forms will have plus first form will have been plus first form plus ing. Now, students, just notice few important things that I'm telling you, that in continuous tense you are always using first form of verb plus ing. But when it becomes perfect continuous form or perfect progressive form, you are using first form of verb plus ing, but has, have plus been with that. Clear? So these are the basic rules and the structures how we are going to frame the sentences. Clear, students? Now, let's understand in brief that how present tense is dealing with present indefinite tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. So how it is dealing with that. So present indefinite tense, in short, I'm telling you, and then in later on slides, I will be telling you more about the present tense only. But in nutshell, as I've told you that I'm giving you an introductory lecture about it. So before introducing you with the exercises of present tense only, simple present tense only, I will be giving you a full knowledge of the tense. So just try to be more attentive and clear, listen very attentively. So present indefinite tense is about the simple present, and it is used to describe an action, an event, or condition that is occurring in the present at the moment of speaking or writing. For example, I play and he, she plays. As I've told you, if the singular verb is here, we are going to use s or es with the verb form. Now, as I've told you that this is only describing you an action. It is not telling you if it is continued, if it is finished. So that's why it is simple present tense. I play. That's it. What I'm doing, I just play. Then present continuous tense. The present continuous emphasizes the continuing nature of an act, event, or condition. So if it is like that, I'm playing. He, she is playing. They are playing. You can see the helping verbs according to the singular and plural forms of the subject. So this is how present continuous tense is formed. Now, present perfect tense. So the present perfect tense is used to describe an action that began in the past and continues into the present or has just been completed. For example, students, I have played. That means playing was an action that began in the past and it continues into the present and has just been completed. All right. So he, she has played. Now, next is present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous is used to describe an action, event, or condition that has begun in the past or continues into the present. So, for example, I or you have been playing. So, this is an action that is telling you that the playing action began in the past and it is continuing into the present also. That's why it is present perfect continuous tense. He, she has been playing. That means they have started playing in the past, but the playing action is still being continued. Clear, students? Now, let's have a look on the past tense. So, past tense is also in the four aspects: past indefinite tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, past perfect continuous tense. Then, let's understand about past indefinite tense. So, the simple past is used to describe an action, an event, or condition that occurred in the past. Now, this time frame is related to the things have already been happened. For example, I played. That means right now I'm not playing, but I played. I'm telling you about an action. So, a condition, I played. Okay, she played. So, this is just telling you an action, an event, or condition. That's it. Now, past continuous tense. The past continuous tense is used to describe actions ongoing in the past. For example, I was playing, he, she was playing, you were playing. So that means one action which was started in the past, but it was continued for some time in the past. So she was playing, he was playing, you were playing, I was playing. These are all the examples of past continuous tense. Then past perfect tense. So the past perfect tense is used to refer to actions that took place and were completed in the past. For example, I had played, she had played. So these are some of the examples of past perfect tense. So it is telling you that took place and were completed as well. No continuity. I had played. That means that this task has already been completed. Clear, students? Now, let's understand about past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous is used to indicate that a continuing action in the past began before another past action began or interrupted the first action. So, I had been playing. He had been playing. She had been playing. These sentences are indicating that the continuing action of playing in the past began before another past action. So, like it would be joining something. I had been playing when my mother came. She had been playing when the guest came. So it is like interrupted, uninterrupted action is completed, and now there is second part which is about to happen. Okay, so this is past perfect continuous tense. And now let's understand about future tense. And future tense is about future indefinite tense aspect and future continuous tense aspect, then future perfect tense aspect, and then future perfect continuous tense aspect. So how we are going to say this? Future indefinite tense. So the simple future is used here to actions that will take place after the act of speaking or writing. So when I'm talking to you, I'm declaring something. Just right now, I'm going to do something. So that is just telling you about an action in the coming time. So I shall play. He shall play. She shall play. She will play. That is telling you if I have spoken or written something and that the person is doing something in the coming moments. Future continuous tense. The future continuous tense is used to describe actions ongoing in the future. The future progressive or continuous is used to refer to continuing action that will occur in the future. For example, I shall be playing, he shall be playing, she shall be playing. That means some action will be happening in the future and it will be continued. Okay? Now, next is future perfect tense. So, the future perfect tense is used to refer to an action, students, that will be completed sometime in the future before another action takes place. So, I shall have played if you had not come to me. So, he will have played, she will have played. Okay, so this is an action will be completed in some time, but before any other action takes place in the same time. Clear, students? Now let's understand about future perfect continuous tense. That is about the future perfect continuous tense is used to indicate a continuing action that will be completed at some specified time in the future. Like, I shall have been playing. That means the action is playing and it will be completed at some specified time in the future. He will have been playing. Then she will have been playing till 5 o'clock, till 6 o'clock. So this is how we are going to finish the action in near future. Now here is a list of examples of these tenses and their definitions as well, students. So how you can look, you can have a look on the chart, and the time frames are given to you: present, past, and future. And four aspects are also given: simple forms, which we can call simple tense; progressive forms or continuous tense, perfect forms or perfect tense, perfect progressive forms or perfect continuous tense. So in present time frame, it would be somehow in simple form, I play. In progressive forms, I am playing. And in perfect forms, I have played. And in perfect progressive forms, I have been playing. All right. And now if we look at the past time frame, then simple form would be I played. And continuous form would be I was playing. Verb plus ing, as I have already cleared you about the structures. Then perfect forms would be I had played. Then perfect progressive forms, I had been playing. Then future time frame will lead to all four aspects in somehow in this one manner. So simple form will lead to I shall play. Continuous form, I shall be playing. Perfect forms, I shall have played. Perfect progressive forms will lead to I shall have been playing. So these are the examples of these tenses and their definitions as well. So students, you must remember how the sentences are framed by taking care of proper time. Time is important in learning the English language. So in which time frame you are writing your sentences, is it present, past or future? First you decide it, and then you decide which category, which aspect it is leading to: simple form, progressive form, perfect form, or perfect progressive form. Clear, students? Now students, let's do some exercises and let's understand simple present tense more elaboratively, so that your knowledge should be more and more sound about it. Clear? Now, now there is one conversation in front of you on your screen, and this is the conversation, how it is leading to. I'm reading, and you just listen attentively. This is a conversation between Alana and Margot, and how they are conversing with each other. Let's listen. Hi, Margot. I'm fine for a while before my next class. Are you? Margot says, yeah, I am. Alana says, let's get a cup of coffee. Margot, great. Get a table. I'll get the coffee. What do you take in your coffee? Alana says, cream and sugar. Get a cookie too, please. Alana sits at the table and Margot returns with the coffee. Margot, so how do you like your classes this semester? Alana says, I like them all. Except for math, I don't like the instructor at all. Margot says, why not? So Alana says, well, he talks too quickly, he rarely explains things clearly, and he is not very patient, and he never takes breaks. So this is how the conversation is between Alana and Margot. They are talking in present. Now, what is the simple present tense? I just told you through this conversation that they are talking about getting coffee, getting table, getting cookies, and then talking about instructor of especially math subject and how he is behaving in the classroom. So you can see that there are verbs form which are adding as or es with them, and simply they are telling you about the simple present tense. So this conversation is happening in the present, and the action is being happened in the present. So let's understand what is simple present tense. So simple present tense in English is used to describe an action that is regular, true, or normal. Remember these three things: regular, true, or normal. So action is actually told to you in a very normal, true, or regular manner. Like how the structure is here. In general, in the third person, we add s. So subjects are given to you like I, you, we, they, and verbs speak, learn. The rest of the sentences like English at home. So I speak English at home, you speak English at home, we speak English at home, and he, she, it speaks, learns English at home. So first and second subject, they generally do not take S, but third subject, third person takes S or ES with them in the structure. Clear, students? Now, next, the spelling for the verb in the third person differs depending on the ending of that verb. So for verb that ends in O, CH, SH, SS, X or Z, we add ES in the third person. Like go becomes goes because O is here at the end. Catch becomes catches by adding ES. Wash becomes washes. Kiss, kisses. Fix, fixes. Buzz, buzzes. Then rule number 2, for verbs that end in a consonant plus Y, we remove the Y and add IES. Like you can see the words like marry, study, carry, worry. These are all the words ending with consonant Y. So when we are using first form of the verb and simple present tense, we are removing Y and adding IES. So just note, students, that for verbs that end in a vowel plus Y, we just add S. Clear? So like play becomes plays, enjoy becomes enjoys, say becomes says, as the word is ending with vowel plus Y. Clear now? Then the present simple tense has another form, that is affirmative. Affirmative is something that the statement is simply told to you. Like the lady is doing something and we have made a sentence on this. She works on her basket after dinner every day. That means that this is an affirmative sentence, a sentence that is just describing in action what the lady does. So the lady, she works on her basket after dinner every day. Then the present simple tense, like affirmative, work. I, you, it will be work only. She, he, it, works, we, you, they, work only. So if it is having singular, like she, he, it will be like works, and if plural form, we, you, they, then work will be only. There will be no s or es. The present simple tense, it's about an interrogative. Does he work as a doctor? So interrogative means you are asking some questions in the present simple tense only. Now the sentence structure is actually somehow reversed, and with the helping verb do or does, we frame the question. So answer would be yes, it does. Now the present simple tense, just have a look. Interrogative verb, do, does, do. So do I work? Do you work? Does she work? Does he work? Does it work? Then do we work? Do you work? Or do they work? So this is how the present simple tense with interrogative verb work. Now the present simple tense negative. This is used to tell you about the negative sentences. So he doesn't work as a doctor. Clear, students? And then the present simple tense. Negative work. I do not work. You don't work. She doesn't work. He doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can see these are the negative form of sentences which I am telling you. And in the same way, we do not work. You do not work. They do not work. Now, students, I just tell you to do lots of practice and practice. Because if you do practice only, then you will be getting mastery over the tenses. And tense is not something like that you are just becoming very master very first day. So it's really very important for everyone to understand that tense is really very important for learning English language. As I've told you that English language has three main time divisions: past, present, and future. So expressed by the tenses, and each tense is subdivided to express other aspects within its general time. So tenses are the backbone of English language. Without the knowledge of tenses, you cannot think of framing a proper sentence. And if you are not able to frame, that means you are not able to write, then how would you speak, how would you read, and how would you listen? So, developing all the four skills, it's really very important to get good mastery over the content, that is tenses. So, I've told you about the broad classification of tenses into three time frames: present, past, and future. And although this broad classification which I give you may give you some idea on tenses and their uses according to time, you need clear picture how and they when they should be used, when which time frame should be applied properly in your sentences. So in fact, each of the three tenses, present, past, and future, is classified a little deep into the time to provide clarity on its use. That's why it is like another classification is given to each time frame, which I've told you all four aspects with three tenses. Like present tense is consisting of indefinite, present indefinite tense, then present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. It is same with the past time frame. So past indefinite tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, past perfect continuous tense, then future. So future indefinite tense, future continuous tense, perfect tense, future perfect tense, future perfect continuous tense. So this is how, students, if I say something about tense, so tense is really very essential knowledge that any student must possess, because tenses enables us to frame any sentence in any subject. Either you are doing SST or science or English, of course. So you are writing a compositional part, writing stories, essays. So little knowledge or incorrect knowledge of the tenses will might cause a student a trouble, because the sentence will not be going to give you a proper idea about that. So about few, as I've told you, that about a few decades ago the teachers used to uh, make it sure that their students are learning about the tenses, its structures, its rules in a very proper way, in a very filtered way, so that the students are getting sound knowledge about tenses. But nowadays it is not happening, and we can see the result that students are very poor in understanding the basic knowledge of tenses. So I really hope that students, you have learned about tenses, and I really hope that you are understanding the importance of learning tenses, because each tense indicates the connection between two or more time periods, or the exact time an activity or an action has occurred, and which is basically underlining the importance of English grammar tenses. So they can be used to create different meanings from the same verbs and help to anchor the listener understand the meaning behind what you are telling him. Clear, students? So I really hope that you would do lots of practice exercise and you will enhance your knowledge about tenses, the basic knowledge about tenses, and all the three time frames plus four aspects which I have discussed with you just now. So, see you in the next class, students, with present perfect tense and with all aspects also in the coming lectures. So, till then, students, stay safe, stay happy, and keep learning. Thank you, students.